Hello and welcome back to Ghost Goes Places. This week we are going to an airshow which took place on the 14th of May at Shuttleworth Airfield. This year's theme was, again, Evening of Espionage. I do believe my American friends will be most appreciative of this. This is the Western Lysander, of which you will see a lot throughout this video. The Western Lysander was one of the aircraft that flew spies into captured France during the Second World War, as it could fly particularly low. And here's some of the races. I decided to go to the talk about what it was like for spies who were in France. It was really quite interesting, and if I remember to, I will make sure to link the person who did the talk in the description below. Fortunately, the weather was nice this year, so we got to have a longer display of the Lizzies, unlike last year in which it got cut short, so I actually have some good images. And they will be going out on my shop soon. I'm hoping they'll be up 24 hours after this. And then we got to the races, and they did their usual display, which was one that I saw last year, so I didn't get as many pictures of these, hence I got to film more footage. The majority of the aircraft that you will see flying throughout this actually belong to the Shuttleworth collection. A few were visiting, for example some of the Miles Magisters you will see later. However, the majority is Shuttleworth collection, like the Avro Anson here. A red Heartstopper, and we got ice cream. Next up in the display was the Sea Hurricane, the Supermarine Spitfire, and the Gloucester Gladiator. Now, from what I'm aware, this is a formation that you can only see at Shuttleworth air shows, so I do highly recommend visiting them because they have a fairly similar lineup throughout the season. Let's just appreciate the sound of Berlin engines here. And then it was time for barnstorming, which I had been looking forward to all day. This bit was particularly funny. I had some footage from earlier in the barnstorming bit, but it wasn't very good, so I have cut it. But what they would do was they'd basically drop, I think they were balloons with flour, and try and get them on this target. Whereas here they are flying under some bunting, which was fairly low in comparison to the floor, as you can see. This year, all of the planes managed to get through on their last run, which is what you're going to be seeing coming up now.
Down she goes, it's looking through, and through she goes, down, it's following the box. And keeps low, and through he goes as she comes down now, and he's following the box. Keeping it low, and through he goes as...
And then we got a bit of a display from the aircraft that did the barnstorming. Now what we're about to get to is footage from the display of all 5 Miles Magisters, and from what I'm aware, there are only 5 airworthy Miles Magisters. But for some reason I don't have footage of the other 2, but I promise they were there. And then the Shuttleworth's Western Lysander effectively gave us a display of what would happen when they would drop off spies in France. And here it's doing a low pass to let the resistance know that they have arrived. But this would also alert the enemy. The Lizzie made a few passes before coming in for its final landing, which I think it does here, or it's on the next pass. I can't really remember what order I put my clips in. And then it landed, and it would pull up, it stopped, it turned around, the people ran out to the car that you can kind of see in the background briefly, and then it went off again. The Lizzie was, however, the last aircraft to display because the wind picked up and the Edwardians couldn't fly. So I will see you in the next video. Make sure to keep an eye out for information on the next Ghost Goes Places episode. Goodbye!